In this episode, we're talking about ways you could spend a little bit of money to get more listeners on your mixtape. This is part 2 of the series. We're talking about promoting your mixtape. Last one, we were giving you guys some free strategies you could use, and I strongly suggest you go back and look at that video and return to this one right after, because I'm going to be making a lot of references, all right? So again, in this episode, you're going to hear all the different ways that I personally use that have worked for me, and that I'm suggesting that you use, where you could actually pay some money on your social media platforms or potentially to influencers or email marketing blast companies to get your mix out there to reach a much wider audience. All of that coming to you after this. What's up, guys? It's your boy DJ BUZZB back with another episode on the DJ Network. In the last episode, as I said, we talked about some free strategies you could use to promote your mix and get it to another level. Now we could talk about some paid strategies, which I've found to be pretty helpful. I've been actually testing some stuff because I've just created a brand new SoundCloud account at the start of this year in 2020. So I'm actually following all these steps right now that I'm showing you, because I've seen some success within the last month or so that I've been actively testing these things. So I'm now sharing it with you guys. But in terms of ways that you could actually spend money to actually get people listening to your content, here's a couple ways how. So back to IG and even Facebook, which are pretty much the same thing, owned by the same company. But with IG and Facebook, there's something called paid promotions. I don't know if you guys know about that. You should, especially if you're active on these things. But typically, especially on IG, a lot of times when you're scrolling or even in your stories, when you're clicking by, you're gonna see something that comes up that says sponsored, and then it's gonna show something that'll say learn more, watch more, something to that effect. So those are called IG ads or IG promotions, and Facebook ads, Facebook promotions. The way to do that is to create, again, a cover art or have a call to action, a visual, which will show a video or a picture of what you want the subscriber to do, what you want them to look at, etc. In order to do this, I believe you need a business account on IG, so you could search up how to do that yourself. But once you have a business account, which is not hard, all you have to do is a few steps. You have to have a Facebook fan page and you're good to go. Once you have that business account, you're actually able to promote your posts. So when you post your mix cover on IG, you could actually click promote. Either have it set to automatic, where Instagram will set the algorithm to send it to followers like your followers, or you can specifically target people in a certain area in the world, in multiple areas in the world, as well as target their interests. So for instance, I want to target people in the USA, London, England, Dubai, that only listen to rap, hip hop, Jay-Z, Drake, and those type of things. Once you've done that, you put your link into the post. The next step is to set up how much money that you actually want to give to Instagram or Facebook in order to promote your mix to these people that you've now set your programming to. So for example, you could set it up to promote $50 worth of content, which is going to give you X amount of days. So you could set up $50 over the next 3 days, which is going to reach a potential of 6,000 to 26,000 people. And Instagram or Facebook is always going to give you suggestions. They always suggest don't push too much text into the visual art, but always make sure it's something visually appealing. And they even have right now, it's 2020, I believe they have free phone advice where you could set up a phone call conference with their marketing experts in order to give you the best advice of how to create your content that you want to post on IG. So, for example, for reference, this is what I did. I posted stuff like this on IG, which say soca mixes that you'll love, free mixes available on whatever platform. I have SoundCloud, Spotify, all of them. It'll say follow me here, and I'll put my handle of that platform in that post. So once I've posted it onto my own IG, I fill in the description, I put my own hashtags and whatnot, let it go for about a day, see what it's doing in terms of likes, shares, comments, etc. And then the following day, I would click promote, go to promote, fill out all the information. I usually set up about $50 worth and let it fly. I set it up to automatic. I'm still playing with the whole, I'm trying to set it up to different parts of the world, because sometimes I get some random places in the world that I'm not too sure is actually actively listening to my stuff. So setting it up to automatic does automatically push it to like friends of friends on my IG account. But I've actually seen some success. For instance, my SoundCloud post, I believe that got 130 clicks, which added to the amount of followers I now have. For Spotify, I got 112 clicks, and for each of them I paid about 50 bucks Canadian. So in my opinion, that's well worth it. That equals about what, 47 if you do the math, somewhere around that, 47 cents a person. So just imagine to yourself, okay, I'm going on the street or in a club and I want people to listen to my mix. And it's something to an extent as easy as, okay, I'm gonna walk up to you. Hey dude, here's 50 cents. Can you listen to my mix? And he says yes and actually follows you or listens to your mix and likes it. That 50 cents now can turn into a lot more down the road if you actually really think about it. I'm gonna do a more in-depth video about IG paid promotions, but right now I suggest it. I've worked with it and it's yielded some good results thus far. So give it a shot, why not? Especially a lot of you, your gigs are paying, the minimum you should be even charging is anywhere from $100 to $200. So if you can't even take half of that money to invest into your own mix platforms, this video is not for you. None of my videos are for you. I don't know what to tell you. Another potential strategy would be to get in the DMs of influencers. That could be anything like DJs, fellow DJs, potential artists that would post your mixes, promoters, stuff along those lines, where they have an abundance of people that like music as well, and they may potentially have an email blast list, a WhatsApp broadcast message list, something of that sort, where you could ask them, you know, hey buddy, can I pay you X amount of dollars and can you promote my mix? Now obviously the higher tier you go in terms of those categories I just mentioned, if they're really popular, that's gonna be the more that you pay. So you might wanna stick into where your budget fits in, but that's another option where you could actually pay somebody who has a crowd that is your targeted audience and they could blast it to all of those people for that price. Something I personally use, being in the soca and reggae field, so to speak, I found a promotion, an email blast company that literally made this their job to retain as many emails as possible. I believe when I messaged one of the employees in the company, he said that they have a marketing team who gathered about 60,000 emails targeted to that niche audience. So he charges a fee per mix in order to blast it to all those people. And I'm telling you, like, it was legit. You want to look out for the fake ones, but this one was legit because I've had multiple people worldwide either DM me or message me, or when they see me in person, if I'm out in certain places internationally, say, I heard your mix, or you're that DJ BUZZB guy, I really liked your stuff. So in your personal target audience, that might be an avenue you want to look into. See if there's any mix blast companies, ask them how much they charge. Obviously sort of do some sort of due diligence and make sure that they are legit, but it helps. For reference, the person that I use, he was charging, I think, $150 US per blast. But if you get them in bulk, obviously then you can negotiate a lower price. If I'm doing, let's say, 10 mixes throughout the year and I pay it all at once, how much can you do for me? So use those kind of strategies and you want to work out the best bang for your buck. Another quick strategy is if you like to go out to party, or even if you don't and this is really a passion of yours, something that you could potentially do is literally print CDs with your mix on it and hand them out to customers or people in parties that are walking out of their parties. That works very well for my events. Weeks leading up to my events, I would print, let's say, 1,000 CDs. And every party, every week before my event, I would stand outside and hand out however many people are inside that party. So for instance, the 4 weeks before my event, I would hand out 200 to 300 CDs each event. So that's another way you could pay and get your product directly to the consumer in their hand. And even on the front of the cover of the CD, you could have your information printed on it, how to follow you. And again, like we discussed in the last video, calls to action in your actual mix. CDs in bulk could be quite costly depending on, you know, who we're talking about, how much money you actually have. So an alternative that would cost way less, it might not be as effective, would be business cards. So you could have all your information and something that says along the lines of, do you love mixtapes? Well, I have the website for you. Put the website, your contact information, you're good to go. You hand them out. With business cards, you might want to be a little more personable, with a CD. A lot of people still today have CD players in their car and would cherish a CD as they're leaving a party. Usually people are handing them flyers and those end up on the parking lot floor. But a CD they will actually keep and listen to. So make sure your quality again is on point, and if you give them that CD and they like you and your information is in the CD, it's just gonna help grow your listenership and your fan base. So guys, those were some paid strategies. In the last episode you saw some free strategies, and those are all just ideas to get the juices rolling. There might be some ideas I didn't mention that maybe you've done that have been successful for you, so you know where to go down in the comments below. Otherwise, people, just take these as a starting point, a guideline, and put them to work. See what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and zone in on the ones that do. It only makes sense, right? So just get your listenership up. Your mixes are out there. It doesn't make sense to promote it to the same 10 people all the time. Let's start actively doing things to promote it, to increase your listenership worldwide. We have this thing called the internet literally in the palm of our hands, where we could do this stuff on the go. All right, so let's make use of it. This is our generation. This is what we need to do. Back in the day, those guys didn't have this kind of technology. We do, and we can literally do it from our fingertips, all right? So let's take the lead. This is what we gotta do as a DJ community. Let's put in the work and let's get to action, all right? Thank you for watching. Again, look out for a bunch of brand new content coming on this page, the DJ Network. If you know any DJs that could use this advice, send it to them, share the knowledge, all right, guys? Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching another episode on the DJ Network, and I'll see you in the next one.